All right, on today's episode, I welcome on a very special guest. He's Darrel Yepdo. He's a senior point guard and shooting guard for Brooks School's boys basketball team. Darrel, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, man. How is your off season going now that the basketball season's done and over with?
I've been in the gym, just lifting and just working out constantly, and trying to get in shape, trying to stay in shape. Running with a couple teams that I'm visiting for college, and that's pretty much it.
That's cool. What's like the plan going forward here? I mean, you're looking at some colleges. Like, how do you prepare yourself for, how are you getting ready to prepare yourself for the next level?
It's kind of more mental, and physical too. But I got trainers here helping me at Brooks, get a little bit bigger because at the next level, everyone's just huge. So I gotta get to that level, and just mentally, just like stay in the course, and sometimes you're just off some days. You just got to keep going. So,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and you said you're doing some runs with some teams up here that are looking at you. Is that what you mean, like some colleges?
yeah. Some colleges looking at me, and just also with my friends around here. I just we have some runs at Brooks, or like we go to a local gym in Boston and have runs, and it's nice.
That's cool. That's cool. What's it like too? I mean, you're on such a high level, playing on those runs. What's it like to be in a part of those runs?
Mm. Sometimes I get my ass busted. Like I can't lie. Like when I play against, I have kids come back from like Murray State and Monmouth, William and Mary, and I compete. Like I can score, I can pass, I can do everything, I can shoot everything. It's just it's harder. They're a little bit bigger. They've been through a college program, but I mean, it gets me prepared for what I'm about to see in the next year. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that must really get you ready for like the next level of everything that's coming up.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's great. And then how's the recruiting process and everything going with the schools that are looking at you? You don't have to mention them, but like, how is like the recruiting process going? How do you like that process?
I probably definitely would have liked it better if it was not COVID, because COVID kind of messed everything up, but with like the transfer portal and fifth years and all that. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of been hard. I had my last year of AAU last summer, and I was injured during it, so it was kind of just like like I was struggling, but yeah, it hasn't been like horrible. It's been all right. I have a lot of schools reaching out still, and still trying to get me to come up there and play with them and be part of their team. So it's
that's
been decent.
that's cool. That's great. That's great for you. I want to talk about the high school basketball season
Mm-hmm.
and how everything worked out for you guys this year. I mean, first of all, you were named to NEPSAC Class B All Team. What was that feeling like?
It was, well, first they came out and my name wasn't on it, and I was confused. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. And then apparently they called my coach and were like, "Oh, it's a mistake. Like we'll fix it in a couple hours." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay." So I was so mad, and then I was like, "Okay, like, all right, like I'm good." Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say that must have been like such like your heart must have dropped when you didn't see your name on there. Like if that the first time that what was your feelings like? Like were you like mad or like were you like what is going on?
I was just like, "All right, this again," because I'm like I've been overlooked for like the last 2 3 years, so like this again, like because they were talking about me as like an ISL, player of the year candidate. So like, how are you not gonna put me in, the knapsack, like, first team or whatever? So I was just confused, but I mean, my name was there, so I was like, okay,
A little easier feeling.
yeah,
Um, how did the season go for you guys? Like, what was do you have any ups and downs? I think from what accounts from what I could find online, I think you guys were like four, like 20-5 or something like that. I think from what I saw on the website, on your
yeah,
school website.
yeah. We were. We've had like some hard losses. I mean, we didn't have like many losses, but there were tough losses to like good teams too. But we beat some really good teams though. We were the only team to beat St. Seb's
Oh
in the
wow.
ISL. We beat Belmont Hill by like 20 points, and they were contending for top three in the ISL, or top two in the ISL. We beat some really good teams. And we were just kind of up and down. We didn't have like a lot of firepower. We had like a lot of kids that were just enthusiastic about playing basketball and not like actual basketball players. But We made it work, and we got to the quarterfinals, and we lost, but we got there. So
Yep.
proud of our team.
How was it like? How was it playing? Saint Sebastian's. I know they got a lot of star power there with AJ Benista, and I think the kid's name is Harrell. What's it like
Yeah.
to play against those guys?
Um, I was ready to compete. I mean, my team kind of had my back too. They were like, because they knew it was a big game, and there's like a bunch of coaches there, and like there's a bunch of like cameras and like a bunch of people just ready to watch the best eighth grader in the country, and the kid Trevor Mullen, who's pretty good. Um, and so I was just like, yeah, like we need to win this game because it would be a big game to win, not just for me too. Like my coach is about to leave to go to Holderness, and he's gonna be the head of school at Holderness, and this was his last year coaching. So we're just like make it a big win for him too. So we just went out there and we just balled.
That's awesome. That's great. I mean, is that the game that Slam made a mixtape for you and they covered you?
Yeah, it was that game. Yeah.
What was that feeling like first to see like Slam High School post something about you and like, about like your game and how well you play?
It was surreal. I like it was always one of my dreams. Like when I was a little kid, like super little, it was a dream to just be on Slam. Seeing those kids, like it kind of just means that they're like really talented, and making it on there, it kind of just was like a dream kind of come true. And yeah, that guy is pretty cool. Liam Slam, he's pretty cool. And that he actually the Slam High School like followed me on the bus when I was going back to school, and I was like, what? But I didn't know they were there. I was just like, okay, what? And then he posted something like 30 minutes later, and it was me. And I was like, wow, that's me.
That's crazy. I mean, I've read a lot of like articles about you for I think New England Prep wrote something about you or
Yeah,
prep school something wrote about you like how you are the most like probably the most slept player on in the area like in the country
yeah.
because a lot of people like haven't seen but even Slam I think Slam say like how is people like not seeing this guy like what's it like to see those comments from those guys and everything like that.
It's just nice to get like some recognition because it's always been like that, honestly. Because I kind of blew up a little late, and then I was like overshadowed by other people, and it wasn't that I wasn't producing. It was just kind of just other people had bigger names earlier, so it's kind of just I was late to the party. So I finally got some recognition. It was surreal. It was good. So
That's great. I mean, what's it like too to like do you have that chip on your shoulder where it's kind of where people are like, they make the you're overlooked, but like you kind of do you carry that chip on that shoulder?
yeah, I'm happy I was overlooked because if I wasn't, I feel like I would be more calm towards like working out and like defending people and stuff like that. I would just be more calm. But since I've been overlooked my whole life, like I do have that chip, and it makes me play harder and way better. And coaches notice it, and I'll be able to play college basketball next year. So it doesn't even matter if I'm ranked here or there. Like it matters how good I play in college anyway. So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, you made it. I mean, the great thing is that you're getting looks and
Yeah.
taking it to the college level, and
Yeah.
like that's like a win there if you can get to play basketball at the next level, which is great. I mean, you're a hell of a player. I read things about you, and I think one of the best things, and watching some film about you, I mean, you can change your speed. Your IQ is very high. Like you have a very high basketball IQ, and you're like the way you score, like you can score in all aspects of the game. You get a nice jump shot. It's quick. You can dunk like you have authority when you take it to the hoop or
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like how that all developed? Did that all just come at once, or is it just started all coming like as you kept developing and playing more games? Like how that all come out?
So you know, I could not shoot until like I was in seventh grade or eighth grade because I don't know what it was. I was more athletic than like most people, so I was just faster and got to the basket. But you know how like when you get to like high school and people start to help, and it's like you can't really just take a layup on 6'5" kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, damn. So I got to work on my shot. So I spent the whole summer working on my shot. And like I said, I was already pretty athletic, and I started dunking in like eighth grade. And after that, I guess it just came with age. I guess like I got lucky. I guess I started just dunking in games ninth grade, 10th grade, and then eventually I started like windmilling between the legs. And
My
with
God.
that combined with the shot, like then I've started to become like a pretty good player and started to read the game. And yeah, my game developed a lot in the past few years. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that IQ is crazy, man. You have like such a great basketball IQ, be able to see players. I watched the play where you went up for looked like you were going up for like a layup or a dunk, and you just like dished it around a guy like a
Yeah.
pass to like your teammates. And I was like, that IQ is so key. Is that like, do you feel like as the more you play like that game, has that game really slowed down for you?
Yeah, definitely. Even like since last summer when I was playing AU, the game slowed down so much. And it helps because I've been playing against like college players, and like I said, I can't just dunk on everyone. Like I gotta be able to get in the lane and find wide open people because that's how the game is nowadays. And just yeah, just get my shooters and big man open, and take it to the basket when I'm open. Like just make it simple for myself and the team. So
That's cool. I mean, is there a moment when you kind of notice that the game's slowed down for you where you notice that you're might be like the fastest player or like the best player in the court and like the game's just slowed down, you can start to see things a lot better?
yeah, like it had like usually it happens like 5 minutes into the game. I start to like realize that like okay, because you get to see like what's happening on the court. So you kind of analyze and you're just like, okay, like I'm faster than this person. I can go by this person. If I go by this person and this person's gonna come help, then somebody's gonna be wide open. And you kind of just do it, you build it from what you see prior to, what's gonna happen next. It's hard to explain, but it's I've been learning for a long time. So
Yeah, it's a cool feeling. I've had that experience when I played. It's such a like a weird feeling, but it's like a cool feeling because you can kind of like sense like what's going on around. I don't know. It's like a weird. You get like another like sense like you see what
yeah.
more things of what's going on.
Yeah, what's gonna happen before it happens, and that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's like a super. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a superpower. Like like where did this
Spidey
come from?
sense. Yeah, my Spidey sense.
Yeah, yeah. So you just finished up your senior year too, man. Like, I mean, what's it like, playing in a senior year? Like, how's that? Like, did you just enjoy every moment, every game that you played? Like, just like knowing that's your last time playing high school basketball and everything?
Yeah. I didn't get to play my junior year, and I was really mad about that. Because I could have been like, I didn't like score 1,000 points. I don't know if I did or not. I never really looked. I don't think I did, but I never get to score like 1,000 points in high school and do a bunch of stuff. And when I got to senior year, I was kind of just like, oh, this is my last ride. Like I got to play, super hard, but have fun too. Like the kids on my team were like, a bunch of goofy ass kids. Like they were just cool. uh, I just played with them and I just had fun the whole year. And I made sure I, got buckets, made myself look good, made the team look good. So it was just kind of like a last ride before I get to college. So I just, enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like, do you have like a favorite game overall in your whole basketball, like your career playing at Brook School? Like, is there a favorite game that really stands up to you still today, or even from this past year?
Uh, I probably have like two or three, honestly. Like the Sebs game, just because I got on Slam and that was like a dream of mine when I was a kid. I played Beaver Country Day and I just like I don't know, I was just in my element. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but I was going crazy the first 5 minutes. And and then just this game when I was a sophomore and it was or when I was a freshman and it was the semifinals and I'm a freshman. I wasn't supposed to play on a talented team with like 5 Division I like commits. Like I don't know. He put me in because we were just playing bad, and I hit like three threes in a row. I had an and one. Like as a freshman, I was just like super, excited to even play, and I just I didn't go off, but as a freshman, I guess I went off.
That's awesome. I mean, those are great memories to have and to carry with you. What happened at the Beaver Country Day? Like, how many points did you score?
I only ended up scoring like 23, but like I had like I'd say like 11 points in like 2 minutes. Like it was like I just hit like three threes right away. I got fouled, had a bunch of and ones. I had like, I don't know, 17 in the first half. And then I kind of slowed down in the second half, but I wasn't really trying to score anymore because I missed a couple shots. So, but I had like my stat line was pretty good. Like I had like 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Like it was like a good stat line.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Well, that's awesome. That's great. That's a lot of points in like a span
Yeah.
of like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's wild. Overall, I have one more basketball question left, and I usually generally ask this to everyone. Where did the passion of basketball come from? Like, how did you grow this passion for it? And like, it all led to all this, but where did it come from?
Um, I was never even into basketball, and then my mom, like, she was actually into basketball more than I was when I was a little kid, and she literally, like, she showed me Michael Jordan, and I just like watched his highlights every day, like every single day. And then I just played, and I wasn't really good, but and then people used to like make fun of me and say like I wasn't good or whatever. So I kind of just went to like this court next to my house, and I went there like every day as soon as I woke up from like, let's say, just like I'd wake up at like 12 because I was just young. I would just wake up at 12 p.m. and then go to the court from like 1 to 10 p.m. every single day.
Oh my God.
And, like I forget to eat and stuff, and I would just go and like shoot and just play. And then I was like, I kind of love this, like, because if I can do something for that long and not get tired of it, I knew that it was something that like I had to love, like I had to have a passion for. So I kind of just I kept rolling with it until I got better, and then it's kind of just a journey now because I still love it. So you just got to play until you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's awesome that it's all the accomplishments that you've been able to have, and then like to get you to where you are today, and to have looks from Division I schools and Division II schools. That's I mean, it's an awesome accomplishment. So congratulations to you on everything that you've accomplished in basketball. I mean, that's awesome, and all the great things I've read about you, and like the type of player that you are, and I mean, it's gonna take you so much further than you'll ever know. So that's crazy. It's awesome for you.
I appreciate that.
Of course, no problem. Darrel, now I got some questions I want to ask that are just outside of basketball. They're more just fun and for the people to get to know you a little bit more. My first question is, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Is there a place that you like to get it or like make it, or like what's your favorite?
So my girlfriend, she probably makes the best mac and cheese I've ever had. So I just kind of force her to make it. It's bad for me though, because I only have to ask her to make it like once a month because I eat the whole thing like by myself. Like it's like a big tray.
Oh man, that's awesome. And then who's your favorite NBA team or NBA player or both?
My favorite team is definitely the Hornets because they're just fun to watch. Like, LaMelo, you got Miles Bridges dunking everything. You got Terry Rozier. He has like a spark of energy every time he plays. And that team is just fun to watch. And definitely my favorite player is John Morant, easily. And I kind of try and model my game after his. I don't jump as high as he does. Maybe I will one day, but like, how he reads the game, like his IQ. Like I kind of just model it after that. So
yeah. I mean, you definitely have that style of play for sure. I thought about Westbrook when you were playing. I was like, kind of reminds me of like that, but John Morant's a better comparison than Westbrook is. Yeah. Jaws like I think he'll be MVP next year or something like that. It's just such a crazy like development of how quickly he jumped from like.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. And the Hornets too, a quick turnaround for them. I mean, though they got beat by the Hawks, but like it's still, they have like a good team. If like they can get a couple more pieces, or if Hayward could stay healthy, they might have like a team, like a really decent team.
Yeah, they're young too, so they have time, and they're just like entertaining to watch. Like if you want to go like actual like in real life and go watch an NBA game, like I suggest watching a Hornets game. You see a bunch of lobs, and you see LaMelo shooting from half, and you see all this stuff. Like it's just fun to watch, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. Now, are you a Jordan guy or LeBron guy?
Jordan easily. Like I said, my mom showed me Jordan first, so I feel like whoever you've seen first is the one you typically go with.
Yeah, definitely. Did you watch this documentary?
Yeah, I watched what's it called, The Last Dance. I watched that like twice.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there. I'm a Jordan guy, so I love Michael Jordan. I grew up watching him. It was crazy. He was just an absolute monster. And watching that documentary it's like you really know like the inside of like how his brain works, like making up stories about people, telling them.
Yeah,
Poor
my favorite Netflix documentary, probably that, and Iverson too. Iverson's one of my favorite players of all time too.
Oh yeah, he was really good. Great player to watch too.
Yeah,
short guy, maybe give me hope that if I was gonna go somewhere.
That's literally why I liked him. I wasn't tall, so I was like, I'm pretty athletic, like fast. Like I could be like him basically.
Yeah, definitely. And then my last question I have for you is, what's your favorite thing to do outside of basketball and sports?
Outside of basketball and sports, I honestly don't even know. I literally just work out all the time, but I guess just show my friends, show my girlfriend, show my family. Um, yeah, watch movies. I don't really do too much because most of the time I just be tired, but I don't really do too much. I do other things like football too. Playing football is really fun to me.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I used to play football at Brooks my freshman and sophomore year, and I was pretty good, but it wasn't for me, honestly. Yeah, no.
Are you a football like do you like to watch football too on TV?
Yeah, I love football. I love football. It's just not for me. Or
Yeah.
for Brooks, like they weren't like that good. Like I wasn't trying to put them on blast or whatever, but they're not like that good. Or yeah, they're not that good. And I want to be a part of like a winning team or like a team that's like fun to play with. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's understandable.
yeah.
Are you like who do you like for football, NFL?
I only support the Pittsburgh Steelers because, well, obviously I like the Pats, number
Yeah.
one, but the Steelers I support them because my guy Pat Fry, he used to go to Brooks, and so he's a Brooks alum, and he like I don't know, he supports me in everything I do when I play basketball. He comes to some of my games, like he's just cool people's, and we talked about his team and how good his team is really, and he just wants to get to a Super Bowl, and you know, I just like supporting my guys really. So
That's awesome. That's really cool that you have a friend that plays for the Steelers. So that's
yeah,
cool. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So I just like
Uh,
supporting him. Yeah,
yeah. Darrell, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm glad we're able to get you on the show and made this work out. And anything that you need, or do you have any questions, comments, or statements?
nah. I just thank you for having me. It's been a long time. We tried. We
Yeah,
tried.
I know it's tough. The 10 o'clocks has been tough, but yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely understand that. So glad I was able to catch you and have you on the show. I really appreciate your time. This has been a really great interview. Great to know you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you again.
All right.